Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2021. The future is now. It is the final episode of the Borussia Dortmund save. It's just going to be one match in today's episode, but it is the DFB Pokal final against BMG. We're obviously going to have end of season review as well, and probably a quick look back at what else has happened in this little short 3-season save. Hopefully, we can win ourselves a second DFB Pokal. We've won the Bundesliga as well in the last episode. Let's end this on another high. So last episode did finish with the semi-final against Werder Bremen, where we won 4-2 to set up the final against BMG. We played 3 further matches in the league. We beat Werder Bremen again 1-0 through Anthony Martial, that's his name. Union Berlin was a 3-0 victory, Zagadou and Adeyemi with 2, and then we lost against FC Köln, just our second defeat all season, and once again it was a 3-1 defeat. Belotti with the only goal of the game for us. So the final league standings then, we do still stay 10 points clear of Bayern Munich at the top of the table, 88 points, which I think if we have a look, if we go back a few seasons, it puts us into that one. If we go back to last season, 88 points would have won the league by a country mile. It would have won the league in the first season as well. So in the grand scheme of things, we've had a bloody good season. We scored 109 goals. We conceded 37, which is surprisingly a lot when you think of some other teams around us. Well, Bayern Munich only conceding 29, but 109 goals scored, 37 conceded, positive 72 goal difference. We've still got one game to play. BMG in at the DFB Pokal final. Let's go forward, let's win ourselves another trophy. The starting lineup then for the Cup final will be Mitchell Price in goal because he is our Cup goalkeeper. Dodo, Koundé, Zagadou and Guerrero will be the back four. Luis and Bellingham in the middle. Zaniolo and Reina on the wings. And the Tony boys are up front with Verhoeven and Martial. I've just had a little chat with Verhoeven because he's not been playing very well. His last 5 matches, 6.74 average rating. If we actually look at his form as well, he has been obviously been injured, but he's not really done a huge amount of football. He's only got 1 assist in his last 5 games. Before he got injured, before basically the Inter Milan game where he wasn't able to play, he was on absolute fire, scoring 3 and 3. The final game then for Borussia Dortmund. Last season we were obviously at this stage and we beat Bayern Munich. This season it is BMG, and I've noticed they do have, I believe it's one of our players. I think they've got Youssef Demir. Is he ours? Demir is ours, isn't he? I'm pretty sure Demir might be ours. I've bought and sold and loaned out so many players. Youssef Demir is playing for BMG as an attacking midfielder. So is Felix Passlack, a former one of our players. Nelson has this ball. Is that Reece Nelson as well? Down the right-hand side, 1.5 minutes only on the clock. BMG with it. We're going to steal this away. It's gone backwards instead to Zachariah. Now Felix Passlack forward to Newhouse. Newhouse forward once again to Youssef Demir. Demir's going to run off to that left-hand side. Now Gonzalez slots that ball through to Marcus Thuram. And Marcus Thuram makes it 1-0 to BMG. I feel like we're going to lose our final game, aren't we? We're just going to lose our final game in typical Stuart Pearce fashion. We're just going to end every season and every save with a little bit of a fart. Not really a lot to talk about. 6 minutes on the clock and another highlight. The ball's gone all the way back to the BMG goalkeeper. Kicked upfield. Zaniolo heads that ball forward. Tony Verhoeven in on goal. And the youngster has his 7th goal of the season. The little talk that I had with him before the match seems to have paid off because he scored his first goal in quite a while. 6.5 minutes on the clock. It's 1-1. Maybe we might get something out of this game. Since the Verhoeven goal, nothing. No highlights whatsoever. We're now 31 minutes into the match. We've got a throw. It's going to be Dodo taking it forward to the goalscorer Verhoeven. Plays it back to Florentino Luis. Forward to Jude Bellingham. Verhoeven has some space, does use him. He's gone back to Bellingham, slots it through to Zaniolo, takes a touch. And Nicolo Zaniolo gets his 9th of the season. It's 2-1 now up against BMG. Are we having the trophy coming home for another season? In typical fullback fashion, Dodo's on a 6.5. He was down to a 6.3. It's looking like it's going to be 2-1 as we approach half-time. Looking good. I mean, the start wasn't the best when they scored their early chance, but since then, they've had a few shots, but none of them have been very good. We've scored twice. Tony Verhoeven and Zaniolo as well on the score sheets. We're just going to give them... I'm happy. I'm happy. Just give them an I'm happy. Everyone's inspired, motivated, and all that good stuff. Just 2 minutes into the second half, and BMG have a good chance from this free kick. Augustin goes for goal. Mitchell Price, the youngster, palms the ball wide for a corner. It's going to be a corner. Gladbach then from the left-hand side. Augustinsson maybe with the ball in. Ginter is there. It's cleared. Zaniolo gets a little dinked head forward as well. And now Anthony Martial, who can run with the ball down the right-hand side. He's got no support, but he's good enough to do something a bit special by himself. He's played it back, and Anthony Verhoeven is there. The Tony boys combining. It's 3-1. Please let Tony Verhoeven get himself a hat-trick in the cup final. At 17 years old, I'd love that. I'd absolutely love that. It's a corner, once again for BMG, but last time this happened, we scored. Okay, they've scored. Marcus Thuram. Marcus Thuram is a menace. He's an absolute menace on this game. Every season and every time we have played BMG, he has scored against us at least once. He's been an absolute menace. Reina with a corner for us towards Paslak? It's a penalty. It's a penalty. I'm pretty sure that's going to come back as a penalty. I think it hit Paslak's hand. That's what it seems to be saying. We're going to have to wait for 45 minutes now for the VAR to do its stuff, which while that's going on, I'm going to quickly do myself a sub. Reina's going to come off for Thales Magno, just so we can, do something whilst the VAR's going on. Is it a penalty, buddy? Referee, what have we got? It's a penalty. Come on, Tony Verhoeven then. Anthony Verhoeven is going to step up and potentially score himself a hat-trick straight down the middle. 17 years old. I said a couple of episodes ago he cost £15 million. He cost £30 million. But 9 goals at the age of 17 in about 10 games? That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. Paslak with the throw to Demir, the two kind of former Borussia Dortmund players. Demir is still one of our players. Corner comes in, cross comes in, Mitchell Price comes out, holds onto that one. So where are we going to go with the Australian? Kicks it long over the halfway line. Martial doesn't bother going for a header. Luis now inside the BMG half forward to Zaniolo. Luis is continuing his run. Bellingham to Martial, across to Verhoeven, passes it back to Martial, and it is 5-2. Anthony Martial with his 35th goal of the season. Martial, by the way, won German Player of the Year, which is an award that I don't know how he won, because he's not German. Because it was him, and then it was Kai Havertz in second, and then someone from BMG in third. I don't understand how Martial won it, but he did. He won an award. He's also scored 35 goals for us this season. Still a bit of time to go. Actually, 13 minutes left to play. Paslak has this ball. Still have 2 subs to use as well. Plays it forward to Gonzalez. That's the person who came third in the German Player of the Season awards. Marcus Thuram on that left-hand side. Dodo's there. This is probably why Dodo's having a poor rating, because Marcus Thuram is a menace. Once again, he manages to get the ball in. Youssef Demir has scored a goal for BMG against his current employer. It's 5-3. One day we might keep a clean sheet, but it's not going to be in this save because this is our last ever match. Still 20 minutes to go. If this turns into a 5-5, I'm going to be amused and annoyed. Demir has this ball. Guerrero sticks a leg out, gets that ball away. I'm a bit concerned that they might call that back for VAR. Martial gets away from his man. He's going to run direct towards goal. Verhoeven wants that. He's gone for goal himself. You're greedy. You're greedy, Martial. You scored 35 goals this season. You can let one go to somebody else. It's a throw. Augustinsson. Luis heads clear for us. Verhoeven's going to get this there first. Back to Jude Bellingham, who is still 19 years old, by the way. Bellingham is the same age as our goalkeeper, who is a regen. Zachariah forward to Kramer. Onto that right-hand side is Nelson. I'm still not sure if that's Reece Nelson. Felix Paslak now can run forward with this. Guerrero sticks out a leg, nicks that ball away, and now Thales Magno. He's gone long. Martial's going to collect this. Verhoeven's in the middle. He's the only yellow shirt in there. He's been tackled. What a tackle that is, but Martial keeps hold of this one. Forward, Florentino Luis, and Florentino Luis gets his second goal of the season. 6-3. It's certainly an exciting way to end the save. Right, whilst this highlight is going on, we're going to do a couple more changes. We're going to take Dodo off for Gedson Fernandes. Fernandes, since I signed him, hasn't played a lot of football, so we're going to bring him on. I think that's probably all we're going to do for the moment. I do kind of want to do another sub, maybe bring on Belotti. I think Belotti was on the bench, just because, he's good at football. But when Verhoeven scored a hat-trick, Martial's on form as well, do you really want to bring either of them off? We've still got 15 minutes to play. Right, into the final 10, we are going to do this Belotti for... Let's do Verhoeven. Verhoeven's had a very good game. He's got himself a hat-trick. He's done his job, basically. We're going to bring on Belotti. Guerrero with a free kick for us to Martial. Back to Guerrero. Is he going to run down the left and then maybe get a cross in? Low cross, please. Would be nice. Kramer stuck out a leg, stolen that ball away. It's not going to be a penalty. Jude Bellingham keeps it in play for us. He's going to run. Where are we going to go? We're just going to go long. We've gone backwards. Not what I was expecting. Mitchell Price, he's gone long. This time to nobody. It's a strange highlight so far, which means there's probably a goal happening at the end of this. Fernandez to Koundé forward over the top. Belotti controls it well. And the substitute, can he make it 7? Andrea Belotti does make it 7. 10 goals have been scored in this cup final. 10 goals have been scored. How is this still going? There's still 7 minutes left to play. Can it be an 11th goal? We've still got 3 minutes of normal time. There's probably going to be 4 or 5 minutes of injury time. Gonzalez has stolen this away and just hits it straight into the Australians' hands. Mitchell Price is very lucky to only concede 3 so far in this game. We've got 4 minutes of injury time. Another highlight begins. Lena to Player. Back to Lena. Into Kramer. Edge of the penalty area for BMG. Tries to get some space. Zachariah deflected. Are we going to close this down? Eventually the ball comes in. Gonzalez is at the back post. He's hit it in off the bar. It's 7-4. 11 goals now. And we're still not done. We are still not done. How is this game still going on? It's Gedson Fernandez. We've got 2 minutes of injury time. Talas Magno on the right-hand side this time. Is he going to get a cross in or play it backwards? He does play it to Florentino Luis. Back to Fernandez. He's crossed it in, hits the first man. And BMG can possibly counter-attack. Youssef Demir is going to run with it. We've stolen it away. Zaniolo facing away from goal, though. Eventually turned around a bit like a bus, but he eventually did it. And then passed it straight to a BMG shirt. It's gone all the way back to the keeper now. Kicks it long. This match has been an absolute nuisance. This is probably one of the longest matches in terms of highlights that we're ever going to have in a Football Manager save. And it's nuts. It's absolute. How are we still not done? Why are there more highlights? Just referee, just stop it. There's no point in doing any more of this game. It's a free kick to us, to them. It's a free kick to them. That said Koundé pushed somebody, right? And now we've got a free kick. I don't understand. Gedson Fernandez on the right. We've got 15 seconds to play. Magno's going to hopefully get there first. This ball, I feel like there's a mistake happening and there's going to be another goal. Guerrero with it. Edge of the penalty area. And he said he's not. He's on the halfway line. Kicks it to nobody. That has to be the full-time whistle. That has to be the full-time whistle. It is 7-4 currently. 11 goals have been scored in this cup final. The match is still going on. We're 25 seconds over. Referee, are you still watching the clock? Or have you just given up now? You're just going to play until someone else scores. Finally, it is over. The full-time whistle does go. 7-4. That was certainly an entertaining way to end the save, wasn't it? Certainly an entertaining way to end the save. Who is our captain for this? Who's going to be picking up the trophy? I don't know. I think it might be Jude Bellingham. I don't know why it might be Jude Bellingham, but I think it might be. In his hand, then, the trophy is raised. We are champions of the DFB Pokal for the 2nd season in a row. And, yep, certainly was a football match, wasn't it? Certainly was a football match. 7-4. 7-4 it was in the end. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. In the final, no less. So we've picked up some money. We have done the double. We've also won the DFB Pokal for 2 seasons in a row, which is good to see. What else has happened? Obviously, a bit more money. We've received that twice. We've received it for playing it and then received more for winning it. Dortmund are delighted with me because, of course, they are. I'm a superb manager, which is good. What else has happened? Verhoeven, top of the pops, 3 goals, 1 assist to his name in the final. Anything else of interest? Doesn't look like it. I mean, I was going to say, are we the biggest overachievers? No, we won it last season. The best match was a 9-0. No, it wasn't a 9-0, it was a 7-4, and we've just seen it. Whoever, The Athletic, you're wrong, okay? You're completely wrong with this. It was the final, that was the best match. Right, what we're going to do now is we're going to go forward, end of season awards as always, but we're also going to try and do a little bit of an end of save, that's I only said end of season, end of save kind of review as well, point out some good, some bad, and some ridiculous things that took place. So we'll be back in just a second with the end of season awards. That was quick. That was very quick. 2 trophies then to our name this season. Obviously, the cup that we've just won, the Bundesliga as well. New arrivals. There was a lot. There was certainly a lot of new arrivals. This is going to take a while to load, isn't it? £80 million for Anthony Martial, the star signing. However, the board still only give us a C rating. He scored 35 goals and got 14 assists. He was involved in 49 goals. 49 goals. That's a lot of goals to be involved in. Mady Kamara, who we loaned out because he wasn't playing a lot of football for us. Belotti scored 20 goals as well in 26 starts. Piatek, He got 8 and 17 starts, not awful. Adeyemi, 16 and 24 starts. Ince, who we obviously loaned out, Dodo, had a reasonable season, but because he's a fullback, they're a little bit broken. The board loved it. Absolutely loved the fact that we got Dodo. Fair enough. Zaniolo, another one of those players who just went about his business. 15 assists for Zaniolo. I never kind of went out of my way to make sure Zaniolo played. Similar with a lot of players. Basically, Reina was kind of one of the few players that I made sure that I gave him as much football as possible. Zaniolo just played because he was good at football, and he proved that he was good at football with 15 assists. Antonio, again, another player who he just kind of played a lot more than I was really expecting. Magno, most of his appearances off the bench. Florentino Luis, the January signing, 20 games he played, 2 goals, 3 assists to his name. Gedson Fernandez was brought in as a backup right back. Mateus Henrique scored 1 goal against Inter Milan, I think it was, in the Champions League. But that goal was enough to get us through to the next round. Popov, a player who played a lot until we signed Jules Koundé. So Popov was a good signing, but perhaps he was kind of... Maybe we should have bought Koundé in the summer and not bother with Popov. We did buy Koundé in January, obviously. We also bought Andre Ungar, who cost £4.5 million, scored twice, both of them in one game, but scored twice. He's good. He's definitely got a future ahead of him. A few a few youngsters as well. Yan, who has actually came for our youth intake, then got released, and then I rehired him because he was actually playing for China, so I brought him back. Anders Frost, as we know, Fruchtel didn't kick a ball. Joel Drommel also didn't kick a ball. People who left the club, it's a big list. It's certainly a big list, isn't it? Sancho going to Spurs. Haaland we lost as well. Meunier, Hummels, Cameron Carter-Vickers, not so much important. Lyanko played a lot of football. Emre Can as well, leaving the club for nearly £50 million, just over £45 million. We lost some very big names, but did we miss them? That's the question. Did we miss them? In my opinion, we did not miss Sancho or Haaland one bit. Absolutely not. We replaced Haaland with 3 strikers. We replaced Sancho with about 6 players. We didn't lose them. We didn't lose anything by selling those players. Season's results, and as we know, we are champions. Average home attendance of 92%. My parting gift to Dortmund might be to try and get them to build a new stadium. I feel like they might do it, you know. We are B+ board confidence because we won the league. I mean, it's very difficult to excel higher than what we've done. We've won the league by 10 points, and they've still just gone B+. This is an A-star performance this season. Martial with 27 goals. Champions League, we did all right. We got to the quarterfinals and was not very good against Liverpool, losing both matches and that one apparently. We beat them. We beat them in that game, but for some reason it says we lost to them in that game. We got a C. Fair enough. DFB Pokal, as we know, we are champions once again. Conceded a lot of goals, didn't we? We conceded, 7 goals. We conceded 7 goals, and all of them against Wolfsburg, Werder Bremen and BMG in the last 3 matches. And this I don't remember this happening. This definitely wasn't this season. Biggest win was the 5-0 against Hertha. Is that the biggest win? Surely the 7-4 is a bigger win. I guess biggest margin is that one. Match to remember, the 3-0 victory against Bayern Munich in the DFB Pokal, which was on camera a couple of episodes ago, was a very good match. Goal of the season goes to Mateus Henrique. Not only did he score 1 goal for us, it was the best goal we scored all season. Let's take a look at this then. So, we were 1-0 down at the time. Henrique came off the bench early in the first half due to an injury, I think. Dodo has the ball back to Luis. Henrique, first time effort. It wasn't that great, was it? It wasn't that great, but I wonder whether that's just because the match engine made Handanovic pretty much save it, but not really save it. Anyway, Mateus Henrique, 1 goal, best goal. Finances, everything seems to have gone up, apart from broadcast revenue, which has plummeted massively. Why is that plummeted? That has gone back down to a third of what we had last season. We had 10 million last season. We've now got just under 4. I don't quite understand that. Karim Adeyemi was the top shirt seller. And then Martial, Belotti, Marcos Antonio and Julian Brandt. Julian Brandt played 4 games for us. That's a weird one. So has Adeyemi. How we lined up for the season. Onana as our goalkeeper. 2 assists as well to Andre Onana. Dodo, Zagadou, Popov and Guerrero as that back 4. I guess Popov kind of makes sense because he played a lot more games over Koundé. Bellingham and Antonio in the middle. Reina and Zaniolo on the wings. Belotti and Martial as the strikers. Look at the quantity of goals. 5 players in just that 11 scoring over 10. Zagadou got 10 goals from centre-back. Accolades that we won, I feel like Gio Reyna picked up a lot this season. Fans Player of the Year, Young Player of the Year. Signing of the season is Anthony Martial, who's still only 27, so he's got plenty of time in him as well to keep improving. Goal of the season, as we know, is Mateus Henrique. Goal scorer, Martial with 27 in the league alone. Guerrero with 12 assists. Martial 6 Man of the Match awards, 7.5 rating as well. 9 Man of the Match awards for Reyna across all competitions. We spent a lot of money on Martial, but we basically spent the Erling Haaland money on Martial. And the youngest ever goal scorer, big Tony Verhoeven. And this is where we should see Gio Reyna get lots of awards. Jude Bellingham won the Next Gen or NXGN award, which I think Reyna won a couple of seasons ago. Reyna wins a FIFA Best Under-21s Men's Player, European Golden Boy, North American Player of the Year, Onana African Goalkeeper of the Year, German Footballer of the Year, as I mentioned earlier, Anthony Martial. Lots and lots of awards for our absolutely wonderful Borussia Dortmund side. History in the making. Ellie Holmes from the coach's voice. It was a superb season for Dortmund as they claimed the title to back up their pre-season credentials, where we were expected to finish second, Ellie. It's not pre-season credentials if we're not expected to win it, but we did. Also, what's this blank space for? Is that where the Champions League might live? We're never going to win the Champions League. I don't think in FM21 I'm going to win the Champions League. Obviously, we're still not quite done because we have that weird presentation and then a few more awards get shown to us. So, players overall best 11. So Anthony Martial goes straight in there, dropping Erling Haaland to the bench. Zaniolo, Dodo and Popov all making it in there as well. I think Zaniolo is on the pitch. He is there. Popov and Dodo move to the bench by the looks of it. I mean, looking at that squad, we've still got most of those players, haven't we? We've still got most of them. We don't have Meunier. We don't have Hummels. We won't have Brandt. He's going to be leaving. And we don't have Sancho anymore. But everyone else is still there. We're still basically... What I'm trying to say is we're leaving Dortmund with a very strong squad. And it's a squad that somebody else can build on. No idea who's going to be the new manager. We will find out, though. Seems a bit pointless for me to be doing this. But I'm just going to nod and agree. It does say my contract expires next season. I don't think I've signed a new deal. So it should be still expiring in about a month's time. And this seems very pointless. This seems very pointless. Right, we're going to retain it. Everyone's pleased. That's good to see. We'll be... knockout stages of the Champions League. I think that's a sensible target. And I'm going to promise, next season... What are we going to promise? What can we promise? I intend to make changes to the backroom team. Yes, me leaving. Let's do that. Nobody really cares. I mean, Fruchtel's happy with that. That's enough promises. What a weird thing to promise. Thanks, everyone. Good talk. Good talk, team. Well done. Everyone's pleased and happy. Onana, Martial, Zaniolo and Fruchtel want me to improve the coaching team in 2 days. They want me to do it by 2 days' time. It's not going to happen. So, let me just confirm. My contract with Borussia Dortmund expires on the 30th of the 6th. We are just going to let it run out. We are not going to sign a new deal. We're just going to let the contract go. I don't know what's going to happen because they might just keep me on. And if they keep me on, I'm just going to have to leave, aren't I? I'm just going to have to leave. I've just seen as well, Mikel Arteta has a distant relationship with me and Ralph Hasenhüttl is a rival of mine. Why? What have I done, Ralph? Ralph, I'm a Saints fan. We should be best mates. I want you to take the Dortmund job. Not in real life. You can stay at Saints, please. A few more days have now passed and we've got a little bit more of end of season awards and stuff and whatnot. Record league defeats of 2. Fair enough. Who's this man? A physio? Sure, in you get, buddy. Anthony Martial wins German's Player of the Year with Reyna in 2nd, Lewandowski in 3rd. Martial top goal scorer as you kind of expect when you saw 27 goals. Then again, Robert Lewandowski once again 26 goals to his name. I've won Manager of the Year because of course I have. Whoever Rubel is, Reinhard Rubel is happy that I've won that. Good to see. And then a whole bunch of our players. Zagadou, Popov, Guerrero, Reyna, Bellingham and Martial making it into the Bundesliga Team of the Year. Good to see. And the Players Team of the Year, which is exactly the same team, apart from Vlasic is in there ahead of Lewandowski. That's the only change. While we're here, I'm just going to go to the board and see if they will build a new stadium for me. I don't think they're going to, but we'll try. Right, well, there's the news article. They're not going to. Right, well, please, can I just say please? I would like a new stadium built so we have longer. Yeah, let's just do that. I believe your ambitions. Come on, we need a new stadium. Come on, I've just won everything for you. I thought we had similar ambition. I'm literally trying to convince a man to spend a few £100 million. Like, I can't really see me convincing him, but we're going to try every single way we can. Left behind our rivals. Fair enough. I'm not going to threaten to leave because I'm going to leave anyway. Before we actually leave, though, let's have a quick look about how we've done in the 3 seasons that we played for Borussia Dortmund. I say played, we didn't. We were playing as Borussia Dortmund. Season 1, we finished second place, a long, long way off the pace of Bayern Munich, who won the league on 83. We were 66 points. We were a long way off. We lost. I think we lost quite a few games that we shouldn't have lost. We shouldn't have lost to Köln, Wolfsburg, Augsburg, all games that we really shouldn't have lost. 9 draws as well. And they're not even good draws. They're draws with teams like Hoffenheim, with Werder Bremen, Frankfurt, Stuttgart, teams that were not very good at all. So you can kind of see why we struggled in our first season. We also didn't get much of a tune out of Erling Haaland at all. Second season, it was goal difference, wasn't it? It was literally goal difference that separated us. We had more wins than Bayern Munich. We just did not score the goals. They scored 73, we scored 66. We both finished at the top of the table on 73, but their positive 49 goal difference was just way too much for us to cancel out. This is what I was struggling with Erling Haaland, and I think somebody said it in the comments where they've not seen Erling Haaland ever play this badly. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my world. He's apparently awful playing for me. Anthony Martial, though, he propels us to championships. 109 goals, 37 against, 88 points in the bag. We dominated this season, didn't we? We absolutely dominated this season. And I think the sale of Sancho and Haaland probably helped because it meant that I didn't feel pressured to play Haaland in particular. And I could kind of experiment. I could buy players who I think might have been a little bit more suited. And I'm not sure why Haaland wasn't suited for the way we were playing, but apparently Anthony Martial is a lot more suited to the way we play. And then obviously we brought in Zaniolo and various other players in and around the sort of attacking positions and the defensive positions and the goalkeeper position as well. We spent a lot of money, didn't we? Twice in a row we won the DFB Pokal, so we beat, as we know earlier on in the episode, Gladbach 4-7, 7-4. The season before that, it was Bayern Munich in the final where we win 3-1. I need to kind of remind myself what happened here. It was the Josh Sargent show, wasn't it? It was the Josh Sargent show who scored 2 goals for us. Julian Brandt also scoring. Erling Haaland missing a penalty. This is what I mean. We could not get a performance out of Erling Haaland for love nor money, but other players seem to fill in their gaps, seem to do the job. And when you look at this starting 11, which is what we played in the final of the Cup last season, and compare it to this season, we've replaced Hummels, we've replaced Van Houston with Dodo, we've replaced Emre Can, we've replaced Julian Brandt, Sancho and Haaland and Sargent. There's a lot of changes in the space of just 12 months, and I think we've done changes for the better. We won't talk about the Champions League. We're definitely not going to bother talking about the Champions League because we didn't really get very far. We got to the quarter-final this season. Last season was the first knockout round. The season before that, it was the Europa League. So, yeah, the Champions League, it was more of a pipe dream than anything else. Let's have a quick look as well at some of the players that I think shaped the way we played. Andre Onana was a player who I didn't really think we needed until we bought him. My plan in the first season was to play Zach Steffen. Zach Steffen wasn't very good, so we then splashed out the money on Onana in the second season for just under £40 million, and he kept 27 clean sheets in 60, 30, 40, 50, 55 games. He kept 27 clean sheets. So almost half the games he played, he kept a clean sheet, which I think that is money definitely well spent. In the next few seasons, I can see him being ousted, though, by Mitchell Price, who is just still 19 years old, but he's getting good. 2-star current ability, 5-star potential on Mitchell. 3 caps as well for the Australian national side. If I was staying at Dortmund for a couple more seasons, Mitchell Price would be my number 1 goalkeeper for next season, basically. That's what I would probably do. I'd look at maybe shifting on Onana. Maybe not next season, actually, maybe the season after. But Mitchell Price would definitely be getting a lot more games. He did play 14 times for us, and he did keep 4 clean sheets as well in those matches. did concede a fair few, 4 of them in the last match. Dan Axel Zagadou, who is apparently still only a child. How is he still only a child? I could have sworn he's like 26 right now. He's 23 years old, 133 appearances now for the club, and that's just league games. This season, 45 appearances, 10 goals and 4 assists to his name. An XG of 7 for a centre-back, an XG of 7, and he's outdone that and managed to get 10 goals. Zagadou, without a doubt, I think is one of our kind of under-the-radar achievers. He's played a lot of football, he's done well, scored a lot of goals, but he's not amazing. If you look at his attributes, he's not world-class by any means, but he just gets the job done. Rafael Guerreiro, who is a player who, if I do another save as a big club, he's on my shopping list. He is 100% on my shopping list. His free kicks, his set pieces have been priceless to us, absolutely priceless. 20 goals apparently scored for Dortmund. Since we've played this, he's scored 3 league goals. Although, I swear he scored more than that. He's got a cup goal. He's not scored as many goals as I thought. He's got a lot of assists though, hasn't he? He's got 35 assists in 3 years. Rafael Guerreiro is ridiculously good. He is ridiculously good. He's wanted. Who wants him? Man United. Not surprised. Look how good he is. Jude Bellingham, another player, much like Zagadou. How is he only 19 years old? He's going to be 20 very, very soon, but he's still only a baby. 92 appearances he has now had for Dortmund. 16 goals to his name in the league. This season, 8 goals in the league, 11 in all competitions, 9 assists as well. He scores goals. He's played really well. I've utilised him in multiple positions. I don't know whether I can see what positions I've been playing him in, but he's played sort of all over the place. He mainly plays as a central midfielder, but he has filled in as a winger on the left-hand side and on the right-hand side. I think there were a couple of times when he might have even played as a striker. Can you guess what I'm going to say about Gio Reyna? How was he only 20? How is this man still only 20 years old? He shouldn't be this good and playing this consistently at 20 years old. The American who this season I think has been his outstanding season for us. He's got 20 assists in 39 starts, 12 goals as well to his name. He has been absolutely magnificent. Again, much like Bellingham, he kind of played a lot of the time on that left-hand side, but I did occasionally play him in the middle of the pitch when we needed him to be. He's not really a left winger, is he? But we played him a lot there, and you can tell from his attributes and his stats at the bottom, clearly did work. Michael Obafemi, the European Golden Boy in Season 1, he's still here. He's still at the club. I don't really know why I've still got him. I recalled him from his loan deal at Frankfurt because he wasn't playing. I played him 5 times since recalling him, and he didn't score a single goal. Sometimes Obafemi has a lot of potential. I don't think he does in this save. And we're going to end on Anthony Martial, who basically, he won us this league, didn't he? He absolutely won us this league. He cost a lot of money. £80 million he cost. But for £80 million, we got 35 goals and 14 assists. He had an XG of 28. That's nuts. That's ridiculously high. I imagine most strikers probably around 15. An XG of 28 for Martial. Top scorer in the league, top scorer in the club. Absolutely insane, absolutely ridiculous. Obviously, that is not all the players that have played for us. Plenty of other players have had massive impacts throughout the first seasons at the club. There are 3 players, maybe 4, that I'm going to try and do an additional video on. Those players are Mitchell Price. It is going to be Andre Ungar. It is going to be Anthony Verhoeven. And it is also going to be, possibly, the Sri Lankan goalkeeper. This guy, Kalitha Katharanga Chinthaka Sujiwa. Maybe. He's got under 19s caps for Germany, which is kind of irritating. But I think there's some potential there. And I don't think he's going to be good enough to play for Germany, which is why I want to keep an eye on him. Because I hope Sri Lanka have essentially a world-class goalkeeper for them. Anyway, we are going to go forward a little bit further until the end of my contract, and we'll be leaving Borussia Dortmund. So then, we are now on the 30th of June, and technically we're out of contract, although we are still at the club, because they don't just randomly release you when your contract expires, like they would a player. So, we have to release ourselves. So yeah, this is what we're facing, basically. We just have an expires dash. So then, it's going to be so anticlimactic. We're just going to resign. We're just going to resign as the Dortmund manager. We are gone. We are no longer in charge of Borussia Dortmund. Who are the favourites? George Sampaoli, Patrick Vieira, okay, and Roger Schmidt are the favourites to take over from me. We're going to go forward a little bit further in the future just to see who does eventually take over from us. There has been a bit of transfer business for Dortmund, because basically I've kind of done it before. I say a bit of transfer business. It's actually tomorrow that it goes, but Marco Reus has left and retired, and he is now an assistant manager. Not an awful one, not a good one either. This is where we get offered like 7 jobs. The Man City job's available. They've just won the Champions League. I don't know how long it's going to take for them to actually get a new manager either. Like, I can't imagine it's going to take forever. It's Dortmund. They're a big club. They should be able to get somebody fairly quickly and fairly good in. I have just seen on the Dortmund squad page, or club page, Mats Hummels is their captain. He's plays for Valencia, guys. He's played 21 times for Valencia, but apparently Mats Hummels is the captain. We're going to keep going forward until a new manager is appointed, and then that is where we call it for the Borussia Dortmund save. It's taken 13 days, but they have finally managed to get themselves a brand new manager. Sampaoli, George Sampaoli, the Argentine, formerly of Benfica and Atletico Mineiro and Santos and Argentina and Sevilla and Chile and Universidad de Chile, Emelec in Ecuador, O'Higgins, Sporting Cristal, Bolognese, twice apparently, Sport Boys, Juan Orish, Argentino, Rosario, and an under-20s manager as well. You can't see half of them because they're all behind me. He's had a long career. He's 62 years old. He is the new man in charge at Borussia Dortmund. Has he brought in any new staff as well? I assume he probably has. Terzic is still there. It doesn't look like it, actually. A lot of these a lot of this staff was already here when I was at the club, but they have themselves a brand new manager in charge. So that, I guess, is going to be the end of it then for the Borussia Dortmund save. Like I said earlier, what we're going to do is there will be another 1, maybe 2 videos, depending on how long they are, focusing on 4 youth players. That is what we're going to do. I'm going to do that. I'm going to record one of them basically in a minute. I say one. I'm going to record the start in just a minute, but that's it for the Borussia Dortmund save. Thank you very much for watching this episode and this series with Borussia Dortmund. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like. I've had a great time. I've had a great time actually at Dortmund. I wasn't expecting to enjoy myself as much as I did, particularly the last season where we won things was a lot more enjoyable than the first season where we were just pretty awful and Erling Haaland is the world's worst striker, for me anyway. If you did enjoy, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well, ding the bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. I will be back soon with something very different. It's in the works. I don't know when it's going to come out just yet, so you might just be left with Rupel Boom for a couple of weeks, but Rupel Boom is enjoyable, and if you're not watching that, why not? Watch that as well. It's also on the channel. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one.